Okay, so since Horatius stopped them at the bridge and they knocked the bridge down, the bad guys are still trying to attack Rome. So let's see what happens next. Porsena praesidio in ianiculo locato in ripis Tiberis castra passuit. So if you can't cross the bridge, you can hang out and make a camp. Subject, verb, direct object, ablative absolute, old news, and prepositional phrase. Remember, we're going to translate this ablative absolute with noun participle, with the noun, and this is a perfect passive participle. Cum Gaius Mutius adolescens nobilis ad senatum audi isset. And we will wait before we translate what Mutius says. But first of all, we're going to notice we've got a cum clause here, subjunctive verb there, cum. So when, since, because, or although, not with, since it's not a prepositional phrase. I'll let you figure that out. By the way, it's not although because we don't have a however afterwards. Subject is Gaius Mutius. Notice he is our hero, and he is still Gaius Mutius, not Scaevola yet. He does not have the nickname left-handed guy. He's just Gaius Mutius. We have a phrase and an apposition describing him. He is this kind of guy. Notice they're both the same case because that's how words and apposition work. So when he came, where did he come? To this prepositional phrase. Okay, let's see what he said. Transire Tiberum, patres et intrare si possum castra hostium volo. So he starts out with an infinitive and a direct object. I want to do this. Patres is vocative because he's addressing the senators. Hey, senators, to do this to the Tiber. And to do this, another infinitive, to the castra, if I am able. Oh, who's castra? Well, the castra of the enemy getting ready to attack them. I want to do this infinitive to this thing, and I want to do this infinitive to this other thing. So let's see what the senators say. Patres proboverant et Mucius profectus est. So they say okay, and Mucius does this deponent verb. Talk about simple sentences. Don't worry, it won't last too long. We wouldn't want to bore anyone. Ibi cum stipendium militibus Etruscis forte daretur, scriba cum rege pari fere ornatu sedebat. So there, in that place, which place? The camps that Mucius just snuck into. Okay, cum, when, since, because, although, and with. All right, not a prepositional phrase. There's no ablative after it, so it's not with. It is not a although because we don't have a however after it, so it's got to be one of those when, since, because things, which makes sense because we do have a subjunctive verb here. So when, since or because, probably when or since. Stipendium is the subject. Militibus Etruscis, noun adjective pair, something about Etruscan soldiers. Forte, don't mix that up with brave guys. We should know by now it means by chance. When the pay by chance was being given to whom? To the Etruscan soldiers. Since it's talking by chance, it sounds like a circumstantial clause. What happens to be going on when Mutius shows up? Let's see. The scriba cum rege. Okay, new subject, the scribe or secretary. He's the king's secretary. Cum. Oh, finally, cum that just means with in a prepositional phrase. With the king. And what was the scribe doing with the king? Apparently, he was sitting with the king. And this phrase is really important. Pari ornatu, with equal decoration or nearly equal decoration. Well, how is a king or a secretary decorated? They're talking about their clothes. The scribe was sitting with the king with nearly equal decoration or fancy clothes. So he is a very well-dressed scribe. Mucius scribam pro rege occidit et statum comprehensus est. Oh my gosh, there's so many things going on here. First of all, Mucius can't tell who's who because both the scribe and the king are dressed really well. And apparently, now we know that Mucius had come there to kill the king. He wanted to assassinate the king. But instead, he occidit the scribe. Why? In the place of the king. Because you shouldn't dress better than your boss. Just saying. And apparently, Mucius lacks long-term planning skills because right away, this perfect passive verb happened to him. So he got in, but he didn't get out. Cum rex periculo territus, nisi omnes insidias contra regem aperiuret, mucium igni dari uberet. Mucius dextram in igni ad sacrificium accenso posuit. Oh my gosh, lots of action here. So the king, notice we've got a subjunctive verb, so it's one of those cum clauses. We're going to bracket it off here. The king, and how's the king feeling after the scribe, who was really well dressed, just got killed instead of him? Well, he was terrified. By what? By the danger. Notice this goes with the king. Surprise, surprise. So what did he do? Well, he made this threat. So we'll go to the main part of the sentence first. When the king ordered Mucius to be given to the fire, notice you always order an accusative infinitive construction. But he didn't really want that to happen. So he was threatening him. Unless what? Omnes insidias, that is accusative, direct object, against the king. Notice aperieret is singular. So the king is saying, the king orders Mucius to be given to the fire unless he, Mucius, aperieret, all those things against the king. So that's where your cum clause ends. When this was going on, what's Mucius do? Mucius dextram, that is just one word. It means the right hand. What about his right hand? Eu in igni ad sacrificium accenso. Notice accenso goes with igni. So it is a fire that is lit. Why was a fire lit? For a sacrifice. Oh, and what did he do to his right hand? He posuits. So Mucius posuit dextram, his right hand, in this fire. And that's why we now call him Scaevola, because he did that to his right hand. Rex atonitus ab sede sua prosiluit, ab moverique ab ara uinem usit. Okay, so how did Porsenna react to this? Well, he was atonitus. Then we have this prepositional phrase. And here's the verb. He did this. And notice this quae, it's connecting. He did something else. The main verb here is usit. He ordered the accusative infinitive. He ordered the accusative. And notice the passive infinitive with another prepositional phrase here. Porsenna virtutum eius miratus est, et te intactum inviolatumque inquit hinc dimittam. Okay, so Porsenna apparently recognizes a good thing. Subject here is Porsenna. Virtutum, direct object. Eius, of course, is his. Eius is referring to Mucius. Okay, your main verb, miratus est. Notice that's deponent. Perfect tense, and it's two parts because it's a deponent verb, not passive. And let's see what he says here. Te. Oh, that's accusative. I wonder why that's accusative. Must be the direct object of something. And we have two adjectives modifying te. These two things, and of course the te is Mucius. So Porsenna is talking to him, and he says, oh, here it is. Future tense, I will do this to you, being described as those two words. Hinc adverbial from here. Mucium, cui postdata cognomen Scaevolae datum est, legati a Porsenna Romam secuti sunt et ibi conditiones pacus tulerent. Okay, so Mucius here, of course, is accusative. And then we have, let's see, a relative clause because of the cui. There's the dative of that. The subject of the relative clause is cognomen, the name of Lefty. And here's your passive verb with it. So it's the subject was given to the dative afterwards. Oh, I wonder why they call him Lefty. Well, you know now. But what about him? Because he's still accusative. Oh, here's the subject of the main clause. The ambassadors, or the legates, from Porsenna. Then we have that nifty locative to Rome, and here's the main verb. What did the legates do? They did this deponent verb. Secuti sunt, perfect tense, and Mucius is the direct object of it, of course. And what else did the legates do? They tulerant, this direct object, conditiones, and then the genitive. So we'll try that again. The legates, oops, let's get the right tool here. Okay, so the legates, secuti sunt, they followed Mucius from Porsenna. Where did they follow him? To Rome. And there they brought the conditiones of peace.